training. I'm a canine behavioural trainer. I've been doing this for about 13 years now. I specialise in fear and anxiety in dogs. So what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is introducing calm grooming from the puppy stage. I have unfortunately seen a lot of dogs that aren't really comfortable being groomed, and we really need to kind of go back and reverse that whole process. And that can take a lot of work, and it can be a lot of effort on your part and on the dog's part as well. So, Marlin. Yeah, good boy. This is Marlin. He is a 6-year-old Labrador cross Kelpie, and he absolutely loves food. He is my godson, my son that doesn't live with me. He is my other dog, really, and Jersey's best friend. So, Marlin is going to help us demonstrate today how we can introduce a new grooming tool to our puppies. Obviously, he's not a puppy, but he hasn't actually seen this grooming tool before, so it'll be a first time for him. Now, Marlin is very interested in his mum that is sitting in the front row here, so we'll see if we can get his attention. Back over here. Hi, baby. So, when you're introducing a new grooming tool, or any tool of that fact, it could be a blow dryer, it could be a brush, it could be a mower, anything really. What we need to do is create a really positive association with that thing. Now, a dog doesn't really know what this is, right? Brushing their fur is not a normal dog behaviour. That's something that we need to do for them. So we need to introduce it in a positive way, because that can be quite scary for them sometimes. Now, the way that I like to do this is just present them with the item. He clearly doesn't care. All he wants is the food, and that's exactly what you want to be seeing, is that they just really care about the food and nothing else. Do you want to have a sniff? Yes! Now, what I'm doing here is when he's touched that brush, I say yes. That means you've done the right thing and you're about to get a piece of food. You listen? No? That's okay. So what, he didn't touch it then, and that's totally fine as well, because he didn't want to. And he doesn't have to, because he doesn't know what this thing is, so I'm not going to be forcing him. I don't want to create any fear. Okay, this is a completely fear-free, force-free process for him. Now, what we can do to continue this behaviour is, yeah, we're good boy. He clearly doesn't care, right? So I'm just going to let him touch it. Yeah, that's it, good boy. Yeah. So we just touch nice and gently. He gets some food, really easy. Yes, good job. Yes. Now, we can advance this a little bit more. I need to check in with mum. I need to make sure I'm still safe. Good boy. Now, what that was there was him just going, I need a little bit of emotional support here. Mum, can I just check in with you to make sure that I'm still okay? And he did that. He went over, he got his little pat. Okay, Mum's still here. I'm still okay. I'm still safe. It's all good. So letting him do that kind of thing is teaching him that I am not actually forcing him to stay in an environment or a situation that he's not comfortable with. Now, when we are talking about grooming with dogs, it's really important to teach a dog the consent to groom. Okay, so we don't have the right to go and touch any animal that we see fit to touch. Okay, they are their own little person. They don't need to be touched by everybody. Good boy. So we need to teach them a consent behaviour. I really like to do this in a couple of different ways, depending on what I've got in front of me with the dog that I'm working with. I can teach this as in you step onto a mat or onto a towel or a piece of object, to say that I'm ready to be touched now. And once they step onto that mat or that towel, it's them saying, you can approach and you can touch me. You can brush me, you can groom me, you can handle me, with whatever they're comfortable with at their level. Now, once they remove themselves from that towel, that's them saying, okay, I've had enough, I need a little break now. Okay? So it is 100% okay for them to have that little break, and for them to sort of take that second and step back and go, okay, all right, yeah, I'm okay, and then they come back. All right? If we don't give them that break and we start forcing them to stay in that situation, they're going to start getting a little bit frustrated, okay? And then that's going to cause that whole grooming experience to become a really frustrating experience, and then that becomes quite a negative association, and that can become back to the tool that we're using as well. So it's really important that we keep these really positive associations happening. Now, I'm going to give Marlon a little brush now. So I'm using the Refresh grooming tool. Now, Marlon hasn't, well, actually no, I lie. He did have a little brush over there before and he loved it. He did love it. It was the first time he's actually had the brush, this brush in particular, used on him. So what I'm going to do is just show you a little bit how it works and how we can create a positive association with an unfamiliar environment. Unfamiliar item. So I'm just going to give him a couple of treats here. Now you can do this with something like a licky mat or a Kong product or anything really. Just something nice that they like to lick or chew at. And then it's just about giving them a little brush. Good boy. Yeah. Now, I think we got a little bit too much fur out before. Hey, but we still get some more, won't we? Yeah. Yes. So see how we're giving him little breaks in between? I'm not just forcing him to have that whole brushing experience. Yeah, we get it out? Yeah, that's your floof. Yeah, that's your floof, yeah. Hey. Now, yes, there's a lot of other things that we can teach Marlon to do here. We can also teach him something like a... Yes, good boy. We could teach him something like a chin rest, or we could teach him to offer our paw, or to offer his bum to get brushed, whatever item it is, right? Now, Marlon really does like to offer his paws, so let's put the tool away for a second, and okay, need to check back in with Mum. Marlon! Do you know how back up here? Good boy. I think there was some treats on the floor there that he could smell. So, perfect, thank you. I've just got a better brush for Marlon's hair type. I think the brush I've got is for Jersey, and she's got a little bit more floof than what Marlon does. Good boy! Oh yeah, do you need the belly rubs at the same time? Now, what Marlon's doing here is he's accepting pats as his reward. That massage on his chest there, you guys can't see it, but he's just like, you know, he's like eyes rolling back into the head. He's like, yeah. So food doesn't always work for every dog. It works for Marlon, but so do pats. So does praise. Sometimes toys can work as well, depending on the dog that we have in front of us. It's really important that you're looking at the dog in front of you and we're looking at their body language and we're making sure that they're comfortable. As you can see here, Marlon is pretty relaxed. There's not much tension in his body. We've got a really loose, happy wag happening there. Now, I want you to keep in mind that wagging tails don't always mean happy dogs, okay? That's a really important one. So a wagging tail can mean anxious. It can mean over-aroused or hyper-aroused, lots of different things. But Marlon's tail there is quite loose, all right? So you can see that he's still quite comfortable. Now, Marlon really loves affection, so he doesn't really need the food anymore because he's like, yeah, I'm just getting love from my mum. Now, I'm going to continue to brush Marlon here. Does everybody have a raffle ticket? Yeah? We are giving away a Refresh grooming tool, so we all need a raffle ticket for that one. And are you going to draw?
Yeah, so anyone sitting down who's received a raffle ticket, show of hands. Anyone with a raffle ticket? Wonderful. Who's got raffle ticket number 21? No, 21?
No 21?
We might have to redraw.
Oh.
Looks like they've left. That's all right. Does anyone have any questions for Jay?
Anything, guys. It doesn't have to be about grooming. It can be about training. That happened to me yesterday as well.
So with these brushes, are there different, I don't know if I've missed it, but there are different types of brushes for different dogs,
There
different
certainly
fur,
is.
short fur, long fur.
Absolutely. let you answer this one because you're going to be the best person too.
Yep.
But yes, there is a brush for every coat type, every size of dog, everything.
So you would have seen I came in halfway through and changed the brushes that Jay was using. Jay was given a long hair coat type brush. That's really great for your border collies, your golden retrievers, ones with longer hair. This one that I brought over for this little fella Marlin is a short medium hair type one. So it's for your shorter hair coat dogs just like him, Labradors, Kelpies, those types of things. So there is varying ranges. There's also varying sizes and it works on cats all the way up to donkeys. My parents-in-law use it on their donkeys.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Good boy. Yes.
How frequently would you recommend grooming your dog?
Okay, good question. I recommend brushing your dog out every single day or every second day. Okay, you need to get rid of all of that dead loose coat because that's what causes that yucky doggy smell. But for actually bathing your dog, I wouldn't be doing any more than 4 weeks-ish. Yeah. If they're like going and rolling around in mud and stuff like that, yeah, give them a bath, but on a regular basis, just once a month. Yeah. Also do their ears, clean them out, check their nails, that kind of thing as well. Yeah. What else have we got? Number 21 hasn't come back, have we? Yes?
Can you reverse engineer it? So if your dog has had bad grooming experiences and is anxious, can you take them back to the start?
You can reverse engineer it. It's called counter conditioning in our world, and it does work, but depending on the level of anxiety and fear in the dog. So sometimes, yes, we can completely come back and we can make it a really fun, positive, happy experience, but then there's sometimes that we can't. So the dogs that have been forced to be groomed and been put into really quite rushed and negative experience and situations like that, sometimes we can only get it so far and we can only make it comfortable enough for them. Your dog doesn't have to love to be groomed as long as they bounce back from it quickly and they're not really stressed out afterwards. So for me, I like to work on creating a really calm environment for them in that grooming process. And if your dog is already stressed and anxious, then maybe going to a busy grooming salon is not the right option for them. And it might be better that you look at either like a home salon or someone who is fear-free certified, because they're going to work really hard to get your dog comfortable with that process. Yeah, great question.